Hello, hello.
Hello.
All right. Well, shall we go ahead and get rolling as we have a lot to cover?
Yes.
All right. Well, welcome everyone. I'm Anna, founder of Startup Dials, and as usual, with me is my partner Victor Rockwell. Hello, Victor.
Hello.
So we have a lot to cover today, so let's just jump right into it. We've prepared some slides for you to follow along. We're about to enter the most critical sales period of the year. And we thought we'd put together a session that can help you get better prepped entering the Q4. Well, just in case you haven't started preparing yet.
And the clock is ticking as we're only about 1 to 2 months away from the sales frenzy beginning. The brands that dominate Black Friday prepare and test 1 to 2 months in advance at least. And they do it based on the learnings that they're making throughout their entire year. If you're not actively preparing now for Q4, the good news, you're in good hands because we can help you with some shortcuts that we prepared to talk to you about.
Right. And well, so today we're giving you that fast track to Q4 success, focusing on two critical elements. One would be strategic planning, and of course, the customer insights designed to plan for data driven advertising, making this Q4 hopefully more profitable for you, well, at least in last year. So, what what I would want to start with is just for us to understand why this matters so much. So Q4 drives typically 30% of annual revenue for most e-commerce brands. Right now, we're looking at the pie chart here, and this is Amazon numbers from 2024, and you can see that nearly 30% of their yearly sales happened in those 3 last months of the year. Let me just zoom in a little bit more so maybe you can see it a bit better. And at the same time, we also see the numbers from Shopify. So this 11.5 billion, these are the numbers that are reported by Shopify. This is how much they did in the Black Friday, Cyber Monday weekend alone. And this is up by 24% from last year.
So missing Q4 means waiting 12 months before another chance at this sales volume. There's no makeup exam here, but here's what most founders don't realize. The key to Q4 success is having the right business strategy and understanding exactly what makes your customers buy.
Before we move on and dive into the solution, I would want us to align first on the timeline. So typically we're dealing with the wave-like shopping behavior. So sometime mid-September, in a few weeks from now, Amazon is having their yearly event, and this is where we expect Amazon to announce their Prime Day. So that immediately triggers purchase delays as consumers wait for deals. And then we get this Prime Day frenzy in early October. And this year, keep in mind that we're expecting the Prime Day to last for 4 days, as opposed to typical 2 days that we saw last year, October, for example. But this year, Amazon extended their Prime Day in July, and we expect the same to happen this October as well. So after the Prime Day, do expect quiet period. This is when your sales are going to drop for a couple of reasons. So first, of course, many of the consumers, they already made their purchase. And second, of course, many of them start waiting for the next big event. And this is Black Friday, Cyber Monday. And this pattern repeats year over year, essentially. So everyone's competing for market share before the main event. So this is very important to keep in mind when you plan your messaging, you plan your advertising, and most important, you plan your budget. So moving on, Q4 requires channel-specific goals. audience segmentation, and coordinated campaigns. So first thing you want to do, you want to set the target for each individual channel so that you could actually optimize your spend according to those targets. So you want to set target by platform. Uh, Individual targets for Meta and Google and Amazon. And this will help you adjust your budgets almost in real time. As you know, whenever you're seeing the momentum, you want to increase the budget. Obviously, if not, you want to scale down a bit. And most important for you to note is that you want to be looking at blended ROAS across all channels, right? Meta is known for top of funnel awareness. They're doing that, uh, awareness messaging for you to spread out the voice about your brand and your product, whereas Google plays a crucial role mid and bottom of the funnel. Amazon also plays a role, for example, for product discovery if you're in the category that is customers already searching for. So they go there, they search for you on Amazon, they Google, and of course now younger generations, they also ask AI.
You also want to segment your audience by demographics and by purchase motivations.
Mhm.
The person buying your smart coffee maker for themselves has a completely different trigger than someone buying it as a gift. Q4 is always huge for gift purchases, and you have to make sure your email, social, paid ads, and even offline touch points work together in a very seamless way as much as you can.
Mhm.
Customer journey mapping can help you here. So look at these 3 ads for the same product category. Noise canceling earbuds, same product, completely different customer contexts. Homework for kids. That's targeting parents who are looking for a solution for their kids who need to focus while doing their homework. Concert with friends, that's about social experiences and audio quality. Concert with teen friends, right? That's targeting a completely different demographic with different values and language. And you want to understand how your customers use your product in contexts you might never have considered. And during Q4, when competition is fierce, the brand that speaks to specific customer segments and specific contexts, the customer's needs, win. Rolling into Q4, you want to minimize the guesswork and actually know these segments and the contexts your product is used in.
Right. And the truth is about Q4 is that advertising drives 60 to 80% of success. And that's super important to get right? So the budget allocation comes first. You want to determine your target acquisition cost and allocate budgets across channels, just in order not to spread your resources too thin. So focus on platforms where your customers actually spend time on. The second principle here is obviously you want to test before you scale. And right now is that good season for you to start testing. So you want to invest into the learning phase during this lower stakes period, test messaging, formats for the ads, creative concepts, so that you can confidently scale winners during the peak days. That's right, we covered earlier. So the biggest Q4 mistakes happen when brands try to scale unproven creatives. So let's go through let me see. Let's go through the 3-step process. Super straightforward, very simple. As I said before, so you want to learn first, invest in understanding which messaging resonates, which formats of the ads work, and which offer works better for your audience. Then you want to run those smaller budget campaigns to test and identify winning concepts before increasing the budget. And obviously, then, once you identify the winners, you scale them up with confidence during these peak shopping days. If you haven't spent previous quarters experimenting and learning, from the reviews or customer conversations, right now, starting those customer conversations are essentially your shortcut to Q4 success.
Right. The fastest path to effective Q4 advertising starts with actually talking with your customers, not surveys, not analytics in a traditional sense, but actual real conversations with real customers.
Mm.
You want authentic feedback that uncovers real customer pain points, real customer desires, and the specific language your customers use when describing your products. You want to understand what motivated them to buy your product, their emotional and practical drivers that led them to choose you over somebody else, and you want to understand your competitive edge from their point of view, your customer's point of view. Why did they choose you over somebody else? You're not looking for generic satisfaction scores or generic comments about your product. You're looking for very specific language with emotional triggers and even stories that make the point and will advertise your product in the most compelling way possible.
Mm.
So look at these examples. My favorite bottle for long shifts. By talking to customers, you get to know about their life cycle, and their lifestyle. Sorry. Um, so for this customer, it's a hospital employee and the bottle, and they use it for that. That's very authentic. It creates the opportunity for testing new angles you might not have seen. The Canoper user, why invest into the creams and serums when the biggest factor is the water? That's specific language about a benefit most brands would have never thought of.
Mhm.
Another angle from the Canopy Canopy, how do you say that, Anna?
I think it's canopy.
Canopy is focusing on softer sales baths for your baby. These are real customer insights that became powerful advertising angles. Your customers are giving you this gold every day if you're listening to them, if you're talking to them.
Mm.
So you just need to talk and mine for the gold.
Mhm.
So how do you talk to your customers? First, you want to reach out and talk to 10 to 20 customers at a minimum. And more voices will reveal patterns that you might miss with smaller samples. And you definitely want to offer compensation to have these in-depth conversations with customers. So offer $50 or $75 in gift cards for them, so that they want to take time, and it really dramatically improves the show rates and the quality of the interview. When they really feel rewarded for their time, they're much more likely to show up and really give you your full attention. Ask strategic questions focused on specific use cases, transformational stories. So ask about how they use the product, dig in, listen, get detailed purchase journey. What was their journey like? Not just how satisfied are you with the product. You really want to understand how they came to your product, their thought process in buying, and everything related to their when they first started using and as they use and why they like. Capture the exact language and phrases that your customers use when they talk about your product. This is going to be extremely valuable in your ad campaigns because you can take those quotes and they will help you sell.
So once you have your transcripts ready, what you want to do is use AI and to go to one of your favorite agents, upload the transcripts, and ask for the comprehensive pattern analysis. So AI can help you with segmenting your customers, identifying pain points, extract those golden nuggets, the very specific, compelling stories and testimonials that, well, in the end, can power your Q4 campaigns. So what you're looking for, as Victor was saying, real life transformation, behavior changes, and measurable outcomes. The goal here is really to uncover the specific language, emotions, and motivations that will make your Q4 advertising irresistibly compelling, right? So something like generic feedback that, hey, this is the best product ever, it's not going to make it. So look for details. Those are going to be your golden nuggets. So we've prepared this 4-week action plan for you. Obviously, you can start right away. You can start tomorrow, reach out to your customers and invite them for those 20 to 30-minute interviews. The second week, you want to analyze with once again, with AI, extract those golden nuggets and identify winning messaging concepts. And based on that, you want to prepare, spend a little bit of time and prepare your assets for advertising, right? Because obviously advertising is it's images, it's videos, it's a mix of both. So you do need a little bit of time to prepare. And then week 3 and 4, based on these conversations, you make those creative concepts and you test customer language and insights with smaller budgets, and essentially identify those winners and enter Black Friday, Cyber Monday with proven concepts and unlimited confidence. So your customers have the answers. You just need to ask the right questions.
We're actually running a 4-week voice of customer program that takes you through this exact process. We'll do the customer interviews for you. Then we'll analyze and segment your customers, and we'll help you test hypotheses and we'll make recommendations that will improve your sales results in this upcoming all-important sales season. There is still time to prep for Q4. Don't just hope for the best. Talk to your customers and learn what works for them, and use that language then to sell. As a bonus, you can get a QR code and get the exact prompts we're using for analyzing customer feedback. Let's see if we have any questions.
Let me see. Well, in the meantime, the QR code is on your screen. So go ahead and scan it. It's going to bring you to the page where, you'll see the exact prompt that we're using.
Yeah, and Anna, you mentioned earlier that 20 to 30-minute conversations with customers. When you're compensating them $50 to $75, I don't generally tell them how much time we want. We're just saying, hey, we want to talk to you, and you want to be very organic in the conversation. Let it unfold, and where they say something interesting, you want to know more, ask them, tell me more. Really let that conversation flow and dig in and learn and have a conversation. And there's a real benefit in having, if you're not, if English is not your first language, if you're not super comfortable reaching out to your customers, that's why we're offering this. We're professionals, professional customer researchers, and advertisers. We know how to do this, and we're happy to do it for you. We don't have unlimited bandwidth, so reach out soon, lock in your space.
And I mean, there's still time, right? Q4 obviously just around the corner. September typically is when it's really the crunch time for the brands to finalize all the prep work, their strategy going into the Q4 itself, right? October, November, December. And then, it's full steam ahead. First Prime Day, then Cyber Monday, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and then it's also all the, close to the Christmas sales, right? Everything around that timeline. Do expect that there's going to be early cutoff sometime mid-December for the deliveries. So this is also something to keep in mind when you're going to be building out your messaging strategy around it, so that the customers have enough time to make their purchases and for the gifts and get the gifts in time for Santa.
Right.
All right. Well, I don't see any questions coming in, Victor. So might as well wrap this one up. And I think moving forward, we'll come up with some more sessions also dedicated to Q4 prep. Maybe, I'm thinking next one it could be dedicated to actually building out that funnel, where you could, then further integrate that messaging that you just unlock and discover from customer feedback.
Yep. Sounds like a plan.
All right.
Thank you, everybody. Appreciate it.
Thank you.